We have changed the forecast a little bit. I do think that warm air aloft is going to work up to around the metro as the night wears on, and that's going to put a dent into the snowfall amounts. What that means, though, is more ice mixing in. Bottom line, this dangerous winter storm is just setting up. It will continue overnight, pretty much all day tomorrow. The entire region underneath a winter storm warning through early Monday morning. We're not the only ones. Look at how widespread this storm is. It's affecting folks all the way from New Mexico through the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, the Northeast. Millions and millions of people being impacted by this huge winter storm. Outside right now, live look from the tower cam. You can see that fuzzy appearance. We have some light snow still around the region, as Rick talked about, upwards of 2 inches around the metro, but we will be adding to that as the night wears on. So far, the snow's been pretty light the last several hours. Looks like it's trying to pick up in southern portions of Jefferson County, right around PRP Valley Station, as indicated by the darker blues, and I think that trend will continue. There is a band of heavier snow really taking shape off to the northwest of the metro here in southwestern Indiana. This is where I think the heaviest of the snow will be falling over the next 12 to 24 hours. Take you south of the Ohio River, closer to E-Town, Bardstown, the parkways, and you can see some darker blues shaping up. Snow, but yes, we're also getting reports of sleet and freezing rain now mixing in close to the parkways, maybe just a little bit north of there, and that warm air is trying to nudge its way northward, that is. So on your Futurecast, here we are, 11 o'clock tonight. Model has a pretty good handle. You can see these purples. That's the mix zone, the freezing rain, the sleet, and we are expecting that to get close to the metro by tomorrow morning. I think we'll see a lot of snow through the overnight, but then by daybreak, we should be changing over to sleet, maybe even a little bit of freezing rain. I think much of the freezing rain will stay south of town, but certainly sleet is in the cards. That could make it into far southern Indiana. Then on the backside of the storm, colder air returns. So as we move into the afternoon hours of tomorrow, we go back to snow for several hours before everything pulls on out of here tomorrow evening. How much? Again, we've pulled the heaviest band out of the metro, the 12 to 18 inches. I still think there's a chance some parts of the metro could get close to 12, most notably far southern Indiana, Charlestown, for example, Jeffersonville, Clarksville, maybe even close to Prospect. But you'll go from 10, 11, 12 inches of snow in far southern Indiana, the Ohio River, and you could get 4 inches of snow in northern Bullitt County, and that's the transition zone. That's what it does when it's right overhead. The farther south you go, I've got 4 to 8 near and just north of the parkways in a narrow zone, and south of the parkways 1 to 4 inches. But this is basically in the form of sleet, those little ice pellets that will be accumulating. And again, around the metro, 8 to 12 inches is what we're expecting as far as snow and sleet. Those little ice pellets are concerned. The ice, the most dangerous part of this winter storm, looks like much of that will be south of Louisville. The heaviest icing closer to the parkways and points off to the south, where there could be 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of ice, a glaze on top of power lines, on top of tree limbs, enough to bring down some of those power lines in spots, especially when the winds tomorrow pick up to 10 to 15 miles an hour. So we'll have to watch for some power outages in the southern third of the WLKY viewing area. Bottom line, it doesn't matter if you're getting heavy snow, snow and sleet like we will here in the metro, or freezing rain to the south. This is a dangerous winter storm with heavy snow accumulations in spots, significant glazing, especially south of town, very hazardous travel, and winds not all that strong, but strong enough to cause issues with power, especially off to the south and southeast of the metro area.